Greetings, it's Vaygrim. My voice is going out just a little bit today, you'll have to bear with me, but we will muddle through. Welcome to another episode, Wednesday episode of Vaygrim's Chance. I've actually been working a lot on various little back-end things. One thing I have discovered is, let's get out of the farms. This is maxed out, and the farm stopped. The farming station stopped, and then I realized after a couple of days, I forgot to swap out the hose on a regular basis. Just got to get them, grab them, swap them out, let them get repaired. So I went through 2 diamond hose, and that thing sat here stationary, which is why this stuff is behind that. These guys are so efficient in what they actually do. It's really cool. I like how the golems have been working for me. Let's see. I have been working a little bit on getting more sugarcane around here. What I'm probably going to do is raise the water level in this little pond up to this so I can do another ring of sugarcane around that. That'll be good. Let's get back up to the main island here. I'm thinking here in the near future I'm going to want to actually do some paving stones in a kind of a paved courtyard area right around this water fountain to make this look a little bit more official. The bridges, of course, are an afterthought. They're supposed to be something that were built to correct the problem of this, what was normally a flat space, being moved, relocated, and separated. So the bridges aren't supposed to connect to any official walkways or anything, which is why I don't have a connection point here to this. But I want to do something similar to this, but I want to do it down there for this courtyard. I think that'll look real nice. So, oh gosh. I need to actually sit down this evening and try and finish out the outside shelf of the mansion. That's a big priority for me right now. But first things first. Where's the elevator? There's the elevator. I have been doing some more auto crafting recipes, as you can see. And I'm down here now to some new ones. These are RF tools. Yes, which is why we are going to be getting into that today. I've finished the tech lab. What do you think, huh? Yeah, I'm not too sure about it myself. I do kind of like the look. I like the doorways. Those corner doorways are great. It's a change of pace. The lamps right there, I'm not too sure about. I've got this over here as a similar kind of a concept. But I don't know. I like them. I got these windows, like, they're supposed to be inaccessible windows to let some light in, but they look into alleyways anyway. See, they're supposed to be a little silly. Let's see. I put some facades over our power conduits to make the room look a little bit neater. I've got a whole bunch of inverted white cage lamps from Project Red put up around the place. I'm not dead set on this one staying here, but right now, actually, I tell you what, right now, I'm going to hide it behind the chest. There we go. Can't even see it. Got to get way off to the side before you can see it. This was a 3x3 grid. It is now a 4x5 grid. I decided to expand it. Why? Because stuff goes faster. It does use more power when you do that, but stuff goes faster when you do that. So, put some facades up to hide things. The side benefit is connected textures. Kinda. You'll see this little boop right there. But that still has its own. So it's like these are connected to this block, but this isn't connected to those. It's like a one-way connected texture. It's really strange. I don't know why it's doing that. Anyway, chisel blocks kind of break rules to a certain extent. I've got my multi-page toolbox over here. I've got my workbench over here. What I actually want to do is I want to get some conduit. I'm just going to get, nope, 1 stack of that stuff, save myself some trouble. And let's put that, whoops, put that back. Let's see. I think... I'm going to bust out some... Oh, you know what, actually. I'm going to relocate some things real quick because... There we go. Let's put that there. Get that. I might put that in the wall. Huh. Okay, I'm actually going to put the battery bank right there. And I think... Let's just tack that right there. Oh, actually, I don't need that because I can do... I'm going to run a line of conduit in the floor all the way over here. I know it's completely stupid to do that, but I do it anyway. It's a force of habit. It's like this is going to only be out. You know what? Screw it. I need to let go of this stupid habit. It's an old habit from old power systems. I really like the one-way flow of things. That goes back to 152, my 152 days. And it's still habitual for me. And I fully accept the fact that I don't need to be doing that anymore. But I do it anyway. Old habits die hard, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. I'm going to get a half a stack of those. And basically what I want to do, I'm going to start with one set of 8. I can't remember. To heck with it. We can repaint them. It's no big deal. It's no big deal. It's no big deal. So how is everyone's week doing? It's Wednesday. Hopefully your week is going good so far. I'm not one of those people that refers to Wednesday as hump day, but I do see the relevance. This is going to be the weird part. We're going to have these grids on the floor where the connected textures don't join up, but that's okay. It's okay. I'm actually going to put that in there, that in there. I don't need that for right now. And basically, we want to look at RF tools. RF Tools has got a lot of machines in it. A whole lot of machines. Long term, I want to get a machine infuser made. But machine infusers require these things. Where is it? Right here. Dimensional shards. And we don't even have any of those yet because they only occur in other dimensions. Now, let's see. Dimlit Workbench. Let's go back over to the shop real quick. I see one thing. Let's clear that. Why won't... There we go. RF tools. Okay. So Dimlit Workbench, I need an unknown dimlet. And I can't craft those. I have to find those, which means we cannot start building custom dimension components until we've at least been to one. So that's one thing that we need to remember. Let's see. Storage scanner. I think that could be really, really cool, but I'm not going to worry about it right now. At RF Tools. I kind of wish you'd remember that, but whatever. Activity probe, we're going to have to work up to, stuff like that. We want, okay, a matter transmitter. Oh, one thing I need to do first. Let's see if I can request some of those. I do have something that makes nuggets for me. Gold nuggets. Okay, I'm going to actually make 2 of those because you have to take one into the dimension with you. I'm going to need a dimension builder. Wow, that's expensive. But I guess that makes sense. Researcher. Again, I cannot research dimensions until I've been to a dimension. Let's see. Dimension inscriber. There we go. I want one of those. Scrambler is not exactly useful right now. Editor. Builder, editor. That's one thing that we're going to want. Let's put all that back. And we want a receipt. It's an inverted. That's interesting. It's the recipe for the transmitter upside down. I think that's actually very clever. We also want a dialing device. Really? I'm out of redstone torches? Okay. Just gonna grab some. But I guess. I don't know. Okay, destination analyzer. All sorts of stuff that we want to actually make. Oh, goodness gracious. It's already dark. Let's go ahead. There are some staples, by the way. Let's go back here real quick. At RF Tools, there's some staples that I've already made, right? That I made crafting recipes for. Machine base, a machine frame. Some of the modules for the screen, the multi-part screen thing, or the basically the little flat screens. Shield template, because I want to do a shield system at some point. Empty dimension tabs. You know what? Let's just do 4 of those. Thank you. Let's warp back over here. So, let's think about this real quick. Hopefully we won't sprain something. The transmitter, the receiver, and the dialing device. I'm actually going to want to do... let's... Transmitter, receiver, dialing device. Yeah, you can still use it. Okay. So this is Tech Lab. It's going to be accessible publicly. I'm going to name this the same thing because I've discovered that naming these differently, like Tech Lab receiving and Tech Lab transmitting, just makes it confusing. So now I have Tech Lab. It shows up in both the destination and the receiving end of things. No, the starting point and the ending point. There we go. So there's nowhere else to go right now, though. These are filling up with power, which means that this is filling up with power from our battery system. Is the energy... Yep, it's doing good. God, I need to get a new mouse. Okay, so we have these. This is going to be where we'll be... This will be where we come back. This is where we transmit to somewhere. So now that we have those solved, the transmitters... the transmitter and the dialing device can actually go back with us. And I'm going to get this, put it right there. That is a destination analyzer. As long as it's touching these things, I can actually check, but it will use a certain chunk of power to do that. I can check to make sure a destination is still up and active. That is very important. I'm going to put the dimension builder right in front of this, and it's going to build up a buffer of, oh gosh, I have to put commas in that, 10 million RF. That's going to turn the generator on, ladies and gentlemen. There we go. That reactor is going to kick to life. We're going to have an editor and an inscriber. Now, this is where symmetry breaks off. We're going to have inscriber, editor. You know, one thing I think we should do? Let's do at RF Tools, or just RF Tools. RF Tools, wait a minute, did I build this already? Nope. Okay. RF Tools. No. I want, thank you, that and that. There we go. 2 books. Two books and actually not 2 books in 1. It's 2 books in 2. Dimension manual. I actually need to double check real quick. The inscriber is where you actually inscribe your dimensions, crafted as follows. Okay, so I think, yeah, editor. This is to get an existing dimension and unlock it, basically. What I want to do here is I want to put chest. I expect I'm going to have a lot of clutter. Thank you. I love being able to do all that auto crafting. I expect I'm going to have a lot of clutter. So, what I'm going to do, this is going to be test dim 1. Now, I'm not putting anything in this because I don't really have anything. This is going to be a completely randomized dimension. I'm going to put that back. I'm going to put those back. Store dimlets in an empty dimension tab. Oh, wait a minute. The name does not hold. Oh, God. Okay. This is an empty one. I don't think it can actually be edited. So this is going to be maintenance cost. 10 RF per tick. Hey, that's pretty cheap. Okay, realized dimension. You see, current power, and it is being infused with a whole bunch of power. I think it stops at 4. See, I thought it was 4 million, but maybe it's 20 million or 40 million. I can't remember. Anyway, it's just basically that is being infused with a certain amount of backstock of power. Oh, it's still holding. Okay, it's 21 million. Maybe it's actually 40 million that it holds. And I thought it was 4. Okay, 31 RF per tick maintenance cost. Specified 10. So there's something about that that's changed. Now what I'm going to do, I have config set, specifically in the pack, so that if you get an unstable dimension, or if your dimension loses power, normally you would be killed when the dimension collapses. There's a config, however, to boot you out of the dimension safely. So when this happens, in my pack, you'll be booted out to, I think, spawn, which would be over there, or to your bed. I'm not sure which. We're going to find out. Anyway, this has got power. How much power is it going to hold? There we go. It is 40 million. 40 million backstock of power, and this is rebuffering again. We are going through so much power in our factory. I mean, our reactor. Thank goodness we actually have it. So now, what I'm going to do, whoops, right here. Right here. This is Dimension ID 3. I forgot to rename it because I stepped out of the machine. Oh well. Gonna check it. Okay. So this is my receiving end. This is the dialing end. Dial OK. So now it is hooked up. Now what I'm gonna do, first I'm gonna put this here. I'm gonna bust out my wand just in case things get a little nasty. I have a dialing device. I have a receiver. And I'm also going to need a power source. Dimensional transceiver. Thank you very much. Creepy music. I don't need that right now. I'm going to get these on my tab. On my bar. In anticipation that this is going to get nasty. And this is where I hold my nose. And dive in. Starting teleportation. Okay. What is this? Pink stained clay, as far as the eye can see. So here we go. First things first. I'm going to do... I'm going to set this down. Set this down. Set this down. So this is going to receive power, let's say from reactor 2. This is dim 01. And I'm going to dial back RF tools dimension to the overworld, which means I can now get back. But, oh, you know what? Hang on a sec. Exit? I'm gonna go, let's go north. Yeah. Huh. Interesting. I don't think so, Mr. Spider. See? Sheep, pigs, cow, everything. Ooh, I see something. Wait a minute, wait a minute. See a building. I don't know if this is going to be an RF Tools building or if it's going to be... Let's turn on night vision. Oh, weird. This is an RF Tools structure. It's time. That's nice. Ow. Ow. I didn't do anything to you. This is turning into a bombing run very quickly. Okay, so it's an iron door. Item frames. Aha! Oh, and I'm actually getting dimlets from killing things. You know what? I don't need any of this stuff. I can't pass up gold nuggets, though. Sorry. Unknown dimlets. Unknown dimlets. Don't need that either. Okay, interesting. So, cyan-colored sky. Feature lakes. 5-digit. That's good. That randomizes empty or similar configuration. Dimension, a blank block. I'm just kind of stealing this stuff because I think it could be a really neat building material. And let's get back home. Well, this is absolutely hilarious. I don't see a reason to stay much longer. Boop. Okay. You do lose a certain amount of equipment doing this because I can't take that stuff back after teleporting to that dimension. So there is a certain amount of loss inherent. But we are back safe and sound. Everything looks okay. I haven't lost anything. The reactor is not running. That's good, actually. That means there's not a constant, really huge power draw. Now what I'm going to do is take this out. You see, this has a certain amount of power inherent to it. Once I stop putting power into it, it is no longer using, it is still using power to stay up, which means this will slowly tick down until it collapses. Now, I think we can actually put it in here. No. Dimension editor. I'm not sure what this is supposed to be. This is extract. It's empty. Now, if we wanted to, we could actually put, where was that? Oh, researcher. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. We have random dimlets now. Okay, workshop. Let's go back to the workshop first of all. Let's put that up. I'm going to put that right there. We have, we could go back to that. No, here we go. This is a problem. Every time I change dimensions, one of my random ME conduits stops working. So that's getting power now. The trouble is now, and that's talking to everything now. I don't know why it does that, but I just have to basically pick one up and place it back down, and all of a sudden it works. So we want a dimension researcher. Where is it? Not a scrambler, not an inscriber. Researcher, okay. So we've got to do this. Wait a minute. Researcher. Put a couple of those in there. I've already run out of those. We want a dimension researcher. This is very, very important because we're going to get this, put it right there, and I'm actually not going to research all 11 of these. I'm going to leave. I think you have to do these one at a time. Biomes, plains, dimlet. Okay. Structure, fortress. Hey, we could make a fortress now if we wanted to. Biomes, forest. Let's just put these in here. Controller, medium. Not sure. Medium-sized. Ooh, liquid flux goo. Oh, God. Shallow ocean. Okay. Biome, subterranean savanna. Ooh, that sounds awesome. Feature, origin. So I can actually alter the origin in a world. Biome. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to pull that out. Stone beach. Interesting. I have some blank dimension blocks that I stole from the building. I'm going to put those in there. Those. I kept 2 random blocks. Why? Because these are actually used in some recipes. I'm going to keep them unknown. But that's the basics of getting to and from an actual place. Now what I'm going to do is interrupt that connection, which means it's not using power anymore, because there's a little bit of maintenance power that's used to keep that connection open. That dimension doesn't even exist anyway. So if we do check, that dimension still has power, even though we've taken the shard apart. So if I did, it's actually 3, but whatever. This has still got power in it. Now, I took it apart and put it back together. Why is it doing that? Well, that is where it was digit 5, okay? That's where digit 5 comes in, okay? This is a randomizer, basically, as far as I understand it. What I do is I put this in here, I extract it. This is going to be dimension 2. Even if I change the name and store it, it's going to be the same dimension right now. Watch. See, it's still got power. So I extract it, I put this in here, and then store it. Suddenly, it has no power, and it's a new dimension. Dimension ID 02. We put this in here. That's what that digits 5 is. There's digits, I think there's different digits, 5, 6, 7, 8, stuff like that. So, okay, this takes only 10 RF per tick. The other one said 10 RF, but it went up to 31. This is actually doing power now. Whoops, I keep doing that. Right click, let's check this one real quick. That ID dimension, even though I don't have a card to it anymore, that dimension does still have power, and I could teleport to it, but we don't know how long that power is going to last. So if I do check this one, it's okay. We can dial it, which means now what we need to do is we do a transmitter. I need a dimensional transceiver. I need a transmitter, and I need a dialing device. There. Actually, let's move all these over one and get the shock wand out just in case. We're going to go through. And ooh, okay, this has promise. This is interesting. This is a Skylands map. Let me, whoopsie, I think it is. Or bits of it are just rendering weird. First of all, I'm going to make sure I can fly. Yep, it's a Skylands map. So if I go all the way down here, it's actually got biomes from Twilight Forest, if you notice. Let's just light this up a little bit. I've already angered a bat. Very strange. Okay. So first thing I actually do, I'm going to put down this for power. Receive. There we go. So this will be able to, let's see, dialing device. We're going to go from, oh, these are, and DIM02. Put it down. Here, back to the tech lab. Dial. I don't have a checker, so I can't check to make sure it's okay. But teleportation start. And we're back in the overworld. So I'm going to go back into that one and see if I can find another dimension. But for right now, I keep doing that. Tech lab, interrupt. What I'm actually going to do is pull this out, which means the power will slowly decay and it will collapse. But, well, actually, you know what? It's only 10 RF per tick maintenance cost, so I'm going to leave it. But basically, as it stands right now, that dimension is being maintained. What you want to do is make a random dimension or two. Make sure you take a dialing device, a matter transmitter, and then a power source of some kind, preferably a wireless power source, like a dimensional transceiver from Ender IO, or the equivalent from thermal expansion, whatever. But you want this, one of these, so you can actually dial, and then a power source. Once you do that, you can get in and out of the dimension at will. The only hitch beyond that is making sure you keep power flowing into the dimension. That other one is slowly ticking down, which technically means the dimensional transceiver over there is still receiving power. But there's nothing using much power over there, so that's fine. But I have to wait until that dimension collapses and it'll finally disappear. So, there's going to be some weird edits at places in this episode. I've gone a little over, but that's okay. Basically, this is the basics for RF tools. You make a couple of random dimensions and go in and get shards. You then, dimlets, you then research those dimlets to unscramble them, and you can slowly use them. I think there might be a system for actually copying dimlets, but I can't remember. That might not be in yet, not in this version. So I'm going to go check and make sure. Whoopsie. No. Meant to go to the workshop. There we go. So yeah, something about this has disconnected. Again, let's put this here. And it's basically... And it works again. I don't know why. I only have to do one segment. It's not that segment that's bugged. I think just putting that down updates the whole network. So, don't know. But it works. If I wanted to, I could go over here and probably do the same thing right there. But basically just pulling up one segment of this ME cable and putting it back down clears the bug. And it only happens when I change dimensions. So, you know, something to keep in mind. Thank you very much for joining me on this Wednesday episode, RF Tools heavy episode. You've got the basics for getting into dimensions and starting to make things. In future episodes, maybe even Friday, once I start getting some more shards, we can try and make a better, more stable world. And that will be very, very cool. I will talk to you folks later. Have a great day. Bye-bye.